Arriving at Downton Abbey, and it isn't long before this gentleman turns the head of a certain Lady Mary.
We're anxious to do our bit.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you're here to advise the landowners on how to get through this crisis, aren't you? To save the estates that need saving.
I'm afraid Evelyn may have given you the wrong impression.
In what way?
The government is aware that up and down the country, great estates are being sold in large numbers.
And you're here to help?
Not quite. We're here to analyse the situation and ask whether our society is shifting fundamentally. Will it affect food production and so on?
So, you don't care about the owners, just about food supply?
If that's how you want to put it.
Oh. Please welcome a man who's going to have his work cut out if he really is going to be Lady Mary's latest love interest from that little exchange. Actor Julian Ovenden. From Kiri to Carmen, or to heaven knows who else, Shirley MacLaine, they're all dying to get into Downton Abbey. When the call came, were you thrilled and or nervous, or both?
Both. Yeah, terrified, but yeah, absolutely, I mean, over the moon to get a role in such a prestigious show.
Tricky joining an established cast like that, I should think.
It is. I've never done that before, and especially, you know, something that is so well known and something that's 3 years into its, you know, into its life. So you do feel a pressure to kind of make an impact. But it's quite difficult because the scenes are written in a kind of mosaic way. They're very much ensemble scenes. So you get 2 or 3 lines, you know, in a scene, and then, you know, you wait 4 or 5 days, and then you have another go.
So you're as clueless in a way as to quite what's going on absolutely everywhere else.
You're kind of drip fed.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a bit like real life. You don't really know what's going to happen next.
It's not as though period drama is not your bag, because as Foyle, in Foyle's War, as you know, Andrew Foyle, the son of Michael Kitchen, you were in an established period drama there, albeit a detective one. It's a genre, clearly with Downton as well, beloved of the British nation. It comes with certain responsibilities, presumably, then. Do you feel that, you know, you've not to let folk down?
I think we're surrounded by experts. I mean, the wonderful thing about television is there's so many people who know exactly how it's done. And on Downton, there's a fantastic guy called Alistair Bruce, who is an etiquette sort of master. So he tells us how to sit up, he tells us which knife and fork to use, he tells us how to open the door, how to address people, how long a handshake should be.
Gosh, even that far? Good.
I mean, it's extraordinary, the detail to which they go to make it look precise and look correct.
Tell us about your character, Charles Blake. That's all I know about him at the moment. In that scene, that's all I've seen. We've got an essence of the kind of thing he does. Is he a government advisor then?
Yeah, he comes from the government. He's working on this. Well, he's trying to evaluate the economic health, I suppose, of the estate. After the First World War, all those country estates were in turmoil and strife. The country was in financial strife, and he's trying to assess whether they're due government funding, or whether, in fact, that maybe they have to declare bankruptcy.
No hint of it there, but clearly a relationship develops then with Lady Mary. Are you allowed to tell us that? A relationship could develop?
I think they are quite strong-willed people, both strong-willed people, and they do kind of cross swords. But I think during the series they discover things about each other.
They got more in common than they haven't.
Perhaps. I mean, I think he feels he's a liberal. He's an egalitarian. He feels like the aristocracy needs to shapen up if they're to survive, and that doesn't go down so well with Lady Mary.
Well, also, I mean, Michelle Dockery's there is playing a character who can freeze blood in veins by looking at somebody, can't she, when she feels like it. Does that make, you know, you watch the series, I mean, meeting her as Michelle Dockery, is she completely different to Lady Mary?
Completely different. I mean, she's from Romford.
Yeah. So she doesn't sound like that when she's normally talking?
No, not. She's done an amazing job of creating a very, very powerful, very three-dimensional character, and also not being afraid to be unsympathetic, which I think a lot of being an actor, you want to be liked.
Yes.
That's part of it. You know, it's part of why we do it, I suppose, deep down.
And in a way, she's gone back to not being liked. She was not liked at the beginning in series 1. Then she married Matthew, softened again. She's come all hard again.
But the trick is you understand. You understand why she behaves the way she does. And because we've had 3 years of it, a lot of screen time, the audience has had a chance to really live with her. And so you gain an enormous amount of insight and knowledge about someone.
Were you a fan? Did you watch it before you were in it?
I did. I've watched it a bit. I mean, I auditioned for it right at the beginning. Yeah, but actually for a part who died. So not the
Indian
Matthew.
gent.
No,
Oh,
no,
not
yeah.
Matthew.
No, was it? No, was it? I can't remember now. But I did. I think I've auditioned for it a couple of times. So it was lovely to kind of third time lucky.
Got there in the end.
Yeah.
And yet the singing character.